So at this point, I'm just curious what happens when I close the door. When I not close the door, answer the phone. That was a surprisingly powerful moment for them to just get rid of the narrator entirely. It's like, look what happens when there's no narrator talking. Look how everything sucks and has no structure, and you're just in hallways.
Someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
So last time I broke the phone by unplugging it, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen if I actually answer it.
To put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
To let her back into your life.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I'm more concerned about the idea of whether or not Stanley himself knows he has a wife.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, that's terrifying, Mr. Smith.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No. No. No, I'm gonna click on your face. What can I go over there? Who puts a small stool in front of a door?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Are you Stanley? Have you been Stanley the whole time?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell the kids a story. So they're slowly replacing every element of this room with the main office, aren't they? And it's just going to become the office.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Why'd you take Mannequin away? I was emotionally attached to Mannequin. Don't you understand that?
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Press F to be at work in the morning. What have I pressed other buttons like E? I mean, there's literally nothing I can do besides quit if I want to. That's weird how it comes back each time.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
This is starting to become a really depressing game about office culture. And how it drives people to madness.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And
I felt like a lunatic when I worked in a cubicle at an office, so I started researching cubicles themselves as a concept, and found out that the guy that invented cubicles wishes that he could unmake them because he thinks that they drive people crazy, and that he thinks it was a mistake, and that it was originally meant for something completely different. It was just meant to be efficient office layout, but then it became a greater tragedy, because instead of being about office layout, it became a way of cramming as many human beings into a small place as mechanically as possible, and into a soulless office environment. So the guy who invented cubicles wishes they didn't exist. Hello, blue hallway? Suddenly? Why is there a blue hallway? There has not in previous been blue hallway. Awaiting input. Input received. Is there another computer that says awaiting input? That's not any better? Well, how do I find what the other ones are? Are there other ones? What does it mean? There's a mug? Who farted? Is the who farted mug anywhere else? There's one there. Be my Valentine. Fun! Can I climb on this desk? None of the doors open. I don't understand the significance of farting. Wait. So that said awaiting input, now this one says awaiting input. And it saved my progress, but it was from a different playthrough. So do I start again? They hid one in the boss's office. Jeez. This might take a while. That door doesn't open, but then you open that door, and then that door opens. What causes doors to open or not open? Time. Graphs. Graphs of time. Time graphs. Can I close these doors? What governs these doors? They sometimes work and sometimes don't. I can't open this door when I come in, but if I open the back doors, then I can. There's gotta be a trick going on with these doors, right? What's your deal?
Stepping
up. Do you still open? What, you don't open again? Is puzzle or no? It's like you're open now. That wasn't open a second ago. Why did you reopen? What is going to happen? Hello, broom closet. So now I'm just back here. But the other door is closed. And he's not narrating. Which makes this weirder. Oh. That door's open. What? What? Wait, where am I? You are now leaving. There's a red door? Escape pod bay floor 760. Oh, yeah, that's the... What? That's the first room we always walk into. But instead, like, is this what's outside the windows? Are they like one-way mirrors, except glass, like somehow having a bloom effect? That's the same floor. That's Source. You're weirding me out, Source. Your weird sourceness. All right, up we go then. Am I making progress? Yeah, I'm going up a floor each time. They said, what, 760? Is it getting... I think it's getting darker up here. That is eerie how it's always the same thing in the window. Is it... am I Dr. Manhattaning this? Am I seeing different time periods of the same location over and over again? Like, that's Monday and that's Tuesday and stuff like that. Where he's all like forward-dimensional, like I see time as a ever-complicated diamond. Escape pod launch. What? 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 Is there something here? I see something flashing in the distance. Oh, I see a lot of flashing in the distance. It's a long room. Oh my god, is this the Wonka elevator? Was I right when I talked about that before? Is there actually a Wonka elevator? What? Awaiting input.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Input received. Oh god, it's on my computer now. What? I'm making, like, meta progress while doing other things. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Spinning. What the hell? This would take so long to press them all. It would take so long to press them all. Oh my god, my eyes. Oh my god, my eyes. What do I do? What do I do? I can't tell if this is heaven or hell. Okay, I'm bored now. How do I leave? Surely I don't have... It's saying buttons over and over again. Surely I don't have to press all of them. Is it even saving my progress, or are they getting unpressed? They say, oh, they're just getting unpressed. I'm not even accomplishing anything. You can never press all the buttons. It's impossible. The phone is ringing?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
What? You can walk up on top of this desk. Why would I do that? Oh. What? What? Oh. Okay. I'm in the weird gray space.
Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Nope. Hi? Are you sick of this gag yet? Yes?
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
I'm a game that's spiteful towards its audience. That's the joke. I hate you. Keep playing, but also stop playing.
Was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
I'm feeling judged. Are you feeling judged? Well, I think this might be a decent place to call it. I'm sure there's more things to do in this game somewhere, but just running around blindly, I think this pretty much has capped things off. There's just one last thing I'd like to do.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Challenge accepted.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Oh, we'll be waiting for a long time.